Welcome to LAVERITATV Trending News. My name is Rebecca Amos. With me in the studio today is
Mr. Simon A. Sunday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simon. Today's segment on Trending News will be more of an interactive one. We have lots and lots of G's we're going to discuss for proper communication between we and our audience. Okay, now let's go into the news properly. A Nigerian man has taken to social media to express his frustration after a dispatch rider who regularly delivers his Temu online orders and often receives tips from him repeatedly called to request 100,000 naira loan. It started as a simple act of kindness, quickly turned into an uncomfortable situation. From generous tips to unexpected loan requests. According to him, the first encounter happened in March when he ordered an item from Temu, and the dispatch rider delivering it asked for a tip. Wanting to be generous, he gave the rider 3,000 naira. Since then, he said he has placed about 5 more orders and coincidentally delivered by the same rider and continued to tip him occasionally. However, things took an unexpected turn last week when the rider called him around 10 times persistently, requesting to borrow 100,000 naira. In order not to confront the matter directly, he blocked the rider's number and pretended the calls never came. Now, Mr. Simon, what do you have to say about this?
Yes, the man really tried to show kindness to the dispatch rider.
Yeah.
In the side of the dispatch rider, he was not smart enough, because somebody to have been willingly giving you tips of 3,000 and of its kind.
Yeah.
You should know that it should be somebody that if you approach properly, he can give you something better than that.
Sure.
But on the side of let's say the good guy, it was not really, he exposed it quite alright.
Yeah.
Because since you said he did not really wanted the company to know what the dispatch rider is doing, now he has announced it to the world. The company will definitely know who this person is.
They will come across the video,
they will come looking for him. It's just that people need to be logical in doing their thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that means the dispatch rider took the man's kindness
for granted. Yes, definitely.
That's true.
Yes.
And I hope this will serve as a lesson also
to others.
Some of these things are the reason some people don't want to be nice or kind, because most people take kindness for granted.
Yes.
They look at kind people as stupid people or fools. They don't know what they're doing.
That's why definitely if you are given a gift, don't give and expect anything in return.
That's true.
Because I see the reward you get in doing good is always evil.
Most times are like that, though.
Yes. So we're expecting and want people at least to be logical in their approach. There's nothing wrong in the man asking for that 100,000, but if he has been logical, approach the man in a very polite way to ask for that 100,000. But he took it for granted, since the man has 3,000 naira to be given him, so he can give him 100. If he has given him that 100,000, I believe that man will not go back to him.
Sure. Okay, now to the next one. Comfort Bob, the Ibom Air passenger who caused a stir at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos on Sunday, appears to have begun a new life inside the female wing of Kirikiri prison, as she was ushered in about 6:30 p.m. on Monday by police officers from the airport command Ikeja with a remand orders which lapses October 6. However, the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) yesterday condemned as reckless and unlawful the treatment of the passenger who had sensitive parts of her body exposed in a viral video. The NBA also disagreed with Airline Operations of Nigeria (AON) over the indefinite no-fly ban slammed on the passenger, just as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority NTAA replied those drawing similarity between the Value Jet incident, which involved musician Wasiu Ayinde, also known as Kwam One, and that of the Ibom Air passenger, saying both incidents were not the same. A source within the prison said yesterday that Comfort Bob was brought into the female prison Kirikiri with a remand order, disclosed that the 26-year-old student was calm and did not betray any emotion and was promptly processed as a first-time offender. When she was brought in yesterday, Monday, she was classified as a first-time offender and kept separate from other inmates. She didn't really show any emotions here, but she came with her luggage. Since she is not a government official and also not a well-known individual, she did not qualify as a very important person. She might have been known for the fracas at the airport, but our classification here doesn't qualify her as a VIP. What do you have to say about this whole incident, Mr. Simon? Because the thing is just going here and there, here and there.
If you look at the incident of this young lady that happens in the airport,
Yeah,
honestly, the issues, the stories are coming in different dimensions.
Yeah.
You understand? Eyewitnesses are telling different kind of stories.
Sure.
But that notwithstanding, if we are to go by that, if the Nigerian airport or the Nigerian aviation will continue with such treatment, I feel there could have been a better way of handling the situation.
Yes.
Instead of dragging the lady to a point of infringing into her privacy right. You understand?
Yes.
So if things like this should continue in our airports, what would be the reputation of our Nigerians airports? Other people will feel like maybe on little provocation they will be sorely maltreated or treated the same way this lady was treated.
Yeah.
Since the issue is in the hands of, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really know exactly much about that, but I advise the authorities, those in charge, those that are responsible for this very particular issue, to please always do investigation
properly
before taking any other action. And our security men should be properly trained in handling such situations in order to avert reoccurrence, not to pull our airport into grounds of assault.
Okay.
Yes.
And in the case of the lady, also advise passengers to abide by regulations and rules that are being, or should I say, orchestrated in a plain line. Okay, they should try to be respectful. Like, there are rules and regulations governing all these things, so they should abide by them to avoid all this harassment and stuff like that.
Then in situation where you're dealing with people, you should be ready, to come across situations like this.
Yes.
But with people that are well trained, they should know how to go about situations like this.
That's
yes,
true.
And I call on to all Nigerians and our young men should learn to obey constituted authorities and behave well.
Yeah.
It will also portray good image of our Nigerians as a nation.
You got what it takes to do it. You got what it takes to do it now. You can make it, you can make it. You can make it, you can make it.
Forget what you're going through. Focus on where you're going to. Forget the numbers of times you fall. Look up and you can get up. Foes want you down. Father wants you up. Full of your dream and you gon' make it. Cause life is what you make it, my brother, and we gon' make it. My sister, you a diamond, they can never ever break you. Look up to the sky, let the most high elevate you. Flip your critics.
Man crushed to death by wife. This sounds tough, right?
Wow.
Let's go into the details to know what's up, right?
Exactly.
Okay. A 59-year-old Portuguese man has died after his partner stumbled as she got out from bed and fell on top of him. Neighbors rushed to help after hearing her screams. She lost her balance and fell on top of him. The man, 59, was described locally as being slight in build and was reportedly smothered to death by his common-law wife, who was a year older and weighed more than 100 kg. Wow, that's a lot. It is believed she stumbled as she got out of bed to go over to her partner, who was lying on the floor next to her. The woman's horrified screams alerted neighbors as she became trapped between the bed and the wall of the couple's home. They went to her aid during the incident, which occurred in the early hours of yesterday morning. They managed to lift her off him, but he was already unconscious by the time firefighters and paramedics arrived at the efforts of medical respondents to revive him after he went into cardiac arrest proved unsuccessful. The woman's weight reportedly played a key factor in her inability to get up after she became trapped. It is not clear how much she weighs, but she has been described locally as obese. It was said 5 men had to lift her off her partner. Police officers have investigated but have ruled out foul play and decided it was a freak accident. It was a stumble by the woman as she got out of bed and tried to move closer to her husband, who was lying on the floor, that led to what happened. The unnamed dead man's partner is understood to have been offered grief counseling. The couple had lived together as man and wife, although they weren't formally married for several years, according to reports in Portugal. This is indeed a freak accident.
This is a freak accident.
Yes. So, Mr. Simon, what do you have to say about this particular one?
There's something that captured my mind in this very particular story.
Okay.
I don't see that woman weighing 100 kg.
Okay.
If a woman on that weight could fall on a 59 years old man, and he could not move, I see her weighing above 100 kg. A family that was supposed to have turned a happy family turned into mourning. I wonder. This is just a natural. It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
This is, it wasn't a deliberate act.
Yes.
It's not a deliberate act. But I don't know how to advise this. Should I say the man shouldn't have slept on the floor? You getting it? You're getting it. So it's a tragic accident. It's a tragic accident. I wish
it never happened, right?
It's never happened.
Well, Mr. Simon, you know, I would have said, okay, fine. In cases like this, even when you don't expect such incidents, okay, weighing 100 kg isn't funny.
Isn't funny,
they should kind of like work on herself.
No, this is, we are talking on the issue of obesity here.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
There are some individuals that derive fashion, you understand, in their outlook.
Exactly.
You getting it?
Yes.
That is why you see people building up to look just big.
Big, yeah.
But in the situation of this, I don't really know what to say, because we don't know whether her own is a natural thing or is a build-up thing.
And you know, it's very possible. You know, let me just say, the partner is comfortable having her like that.
Yes, definitely, he's comfortable.
Unknown to him, that weight will end up causing problem or taking his own life.
No, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. They have been living for years, if you remember what the story said.
Yeah.
They have been living for years. But something must have made him to lie down on the floor.
Exactly.
You getting it? Had it been he was on the bed with her?
Yes.
These things like this, we don't want to dig deep into the situation. The tragedy has already happened. We pray it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Okay, now, Mr. Simon, there's this part of this particular story that caught me, okay? They said, although they weren't formally married for several years, according to reports in Portugal.
Yeah, you know, there are instances like that, even not only Portugal, even in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You see couples living together for years without proper marriage, let's say without marrying legally.
But is it right?
No, it's not right. It's not right.
Yeah.
You see, if this tragedy has not really occurred, the issue of them not marrying legally will not
Wouldn't
come
have
out.
come
So
out,
for you
yeah.
to know, there are incidences like that all over the world. You know, men and women living together as
Yeah.
couples without doing the proper thing.
Okay, and that's also a lesson to those
all,
couples that
yes,
say that living together without being legally
definitely,
married.
because the now, who is going to be charged for this? The man is not alive.
Yeah.
You understand? To be charged for not keeping. Had it been is the lady that died now,
Yes.
the man would definitely be in trouble.
Exactly.
You understand? Because the family of the lady will place charges on him.
On him, that's true.
You get it?
Because
so
he
now
has not performed the rights.
yes, the person that is supposed to be fighting for is the one that is the cause of this very particular incident. So we just pray it doesn't happen.
Let's just say life
and
happens.
we pray that people continue to learn their lessons through happenings like this.
Okay, now this takes us to the next question, okay? To the next gist, rather. Man poured out his mind concerning wife's inability to conceive. We married a year ago. We decided to wait for a year before having kids. We started trying 3 few months, but no success. I think both of us need to get tested. I did sperm analysis and the result is good. I'm very fertile. She did pelvic scan, and in the scan she has fibroid, chronic fibroid at that. The news broke me and I was very sad. I never imagined I would be in this kind of situation. We were asked to go for HSG to check her fallopian tube. The results showed that both tubes are blocked.
Oh.
I've not been myself for the last couple of days. I had to pretend strong because she was down and has been crying as well. These are 2 serious fertility issues and her chances of conception is very low. Even if we are told to do the IVF, which I don't even have money for, it's because it's very expensive. They will still have to remove the fibroid. These are very expensive procedures that are not even guaranteed that it will work and she will conceive. I'm the only male child in my family. In my 30s, pressure will start coming from all directions, and also considering my age, I don't pray to experience delay in childbirth. I just decided to pour out my mind here. I'm really down and I don't know what to do.
Wow.
This is really wow.
This is indeed a very big problem.
Very, very.
You see, in all your stories, there are lessons to learn. Lessons to be learned. In the issue of this very young man, you see, that is why you may end up doing the right thing at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Before marriage, that is when all these medical investigations supposed to have been made.
Yeah.
That is why people just center their test on marriage on genotype alone.
Yeah.
They don't care about fertility tests and so on.
Yeah.
If he had run these tests as couples, let's say as intending couples,
Yeah.
they could have resolved the issue before getting into marriage.
This, yeah.
Now they are already into the marriage. It's consecrated. It's legal. Despite I don't see this man with the level they are now,
Yes.
and the level is complaining now.
Already,
I don't
yes.
see him remaining faithful in that very particular marriage. You see, but if the right thing were to be done in at the right time,
Yeah.
would have averted these occurrences.
That's true.
You see, so I advise to young men and women to always run series of tests before getting into marriage. Know each other's history very, very well. You know, there are at times if the situation happens to change while in the marriage, it's a different situation. It's a different thing altogether. But it's something they have been living with. It's because they did not really pay attention to do the test to ascertain whether the woman is fertile or the man is fertile, to check their fertility level. They didn't do that. You understand? Maybe they concentrated on a genotype, and it has resulted to this. Young men always run the necessary tests to avoid problem, because the issue of divorce is becoming rampant.
Very, very rampant.
You understand?
Yeah.
Unfaithfulness becoming rampant.
Yeah.
So let our youth do the right thing before marriage.
That was a good one from you, Mr. Simon. I really, really appreciate your contributions. Okay, and like you said, it is a warning to our young youth out there. You have to run proper tests and check your partner very, very well before enrolling in the journey of no turning back. Yeah, so that is it. I really appreciate you, Mr. Simon. And as you know, normally after the G's, we do tell touchy stories. Now, instead of waiting for me to give you touchy stories, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel on LAVERITATV Ltd, where you meet with Auntie Kenny for your touchy and catchy stories. You can also follow us on Facebook at Dekunle Komolafe Foundation TV. Auntie Kenny is waiting right there for you. Thank you so much for having us on LAVERITATV Trending News. See you next time.